And I share my screen. Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy Casking here, back at it again with another live stream, just like I said I would be. And I'm here with my good friend, the historian.
This is actually not the historian, it's the AI 0.001 historian. This is an AI model based on the historian.
Yeah, we gathered his voice samples and we made an AI.
I'm also eating buttered bread, so I'm sorry if I have pauses or something. Casket, you titled this video talking about Iron Maidens. Why did you do
Yes.
that?
Well, you said I had to use the word iron, and I thought, okay, I'm going to challenge myself and do it. How can I title a video using the word iron?
That's true. Limitations are hard because they show us our
Yes,
limitations. They show us.
but limitations can spark creativity. It's like you can give a child an entire Lego set and a book of instructions, sure. But if you give them like 20 Legos and nothing, you'd be surprised what they can make.
Why do you say that? Why do you see limitations as inspiring, Casket King?
I don't know, because when I was a kid, I only had so many Legos, and I used to be able to turn those whatever amount of Legos I had into a lot of stuff, which was not a lot. And you'd just be
Do you
surprised how limitations can really spark your creativity.
do you remember your video in which I guess this was one of those mail time videos that I used to love your mail time videos because people would send you weird mail times. In fact, do you remember that one mail time? It was like on a red piece of paper and it had an eye drawn on it.
I do
And it
remember
was just
that.
very. Do you remember what questions they were asking? Because I even hardly remember. It was
Gosh,
it was
no, it was so
strange.
long ago, I can't remember.
Um okay, limitations, Iron Maiden. What have we been doing basically for the past hour, Casket?
We've been hanging out, trying to come up with video ideas.
That's not very accurate. What have we really been doing,
Well, we did
Casket?
try to film a video.
We did you delete the video?
No, it still exists.
It still exists. It might become a lost video.
You never
But
know.
Casket and I did talk about that. Okay, we did have a video, but it wasn't very good. And then I was just like, well, whatever. Maybe if we go live, people will have questions. Now we've got our first question. It's the topic title about the game or the medieval torture device. See, when I hear Iron Maiden, I've never heard of that as a game. I think of that
Neither
as
have
like a
I.
band. I mean, I don't know what game is that to Randy Disher, but oh, he says the band with a asterisk.
He must have
Oh,
meant band and not game.
right. But I'm actually not a fan of the band. And we explained why Casket made that title, but I'm not a fan of the band, or I couldn't even name a song. Do you like the band Iron Maiden, Casket?
They're all right. I've got 3 other tracks on my playlist.
What are those tracks?
Let's see what we got here. We've got The Number of the Beast, The Trooper, The Wicker Man.
Number of the Beast. How apropos of Casket. And then the Wicker Man. That's interesting because, as Randy Disher says, is this about the band or the torture device? Um, there is. Casket asked me before he started. He says, "Do you know what the Iron Maiden is?" I kind of said, "Yeah, like I know about the thing and about the band." But now that the Wicker Man's been brought up too, have you ever seen that movie, Casket, The Wicker Man?
The one with Nicolas Cage, yeah.
I have not seen the one with Nicolas Cage. I've seen the original. What did you think of the one with Nicolas Cage?
It was all right. I probably wouldn't watch it again.
Rate it 1 to 10 on the weed scale. So you have to give it
I don't know. It's Nicolas Cage, so I don't know. It's a two.
2.
It only gets a two because it has Nicolas Cage in it.
What's the worst Nicolas Cage movie?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what the best one is.
Okay.
It's Willy's Wonderland.
I've never seen it. What's it about?
Nicolas Cage, his car breaks down, and he has to clean out an old Chuck E. Cheese type restaurant to pay for his car repairs. Well, the animatronics are possessed by the souls of murderers, and he basically kills them all. But through the entire movie, he doesn't say a single line, and it's all in the face.
Wow, that's an unusual movie. I see why you would say that's your favorite because it has Chuck E. Cheese, and you do love you. In fact, you used to love, but you don't love. What's that game called? That's like a Chuck E. Cheese
Oh,
Five Nights
Five
at
Nights at Freddy's.
Freddy.
I love Five Nights at Freddy's.
I remember you had made a video like reviewing a book on Five Nights at Freddy's that was like a fan fiction book,
No, it wasn't a fan fiction.
and
It was an official book.
it was an official book, okay,
Yeah.
and you were like, I can't finish this book, and your review was just like, I cannot finish this book. Do you have any thoughts about what was that book, and do you have any thoughts about it today?
Yeah, I think I grew out of the book series. Like they're meant for kids, and I was in my 20s, and I was like, eh. I still love the franchise. I still love the games.
Hmm. What was it about that book that you said, no, this is too childish. I can't do it.
I don't know. I don't know. I just kind of fell out of love with it.
I'm sorry because I'm eating bread and butter right now, so I got a mouthful of food. But have you ever seen those videos of the game? It's not really a real game. It's kind of a fake game, but Pet Scope. Did you ever watch those videos?
No, no, I haven't.
Yeah, if you've never seen that, those Petscope videos are very. It's almost like it's kind of the same vibe as creepy pasta. And I know you've said you like creepy pasta, right?
I like early creepy pastas back when people
Right.
were being actually creative.
What creepy pastas did you like?
There's one that's always stuck with me
Wow.
about a guy who gets into a car accident and he dies, and he wakes up in heaven, and it turns out that our souls are just being farmed for God to devour.
Well,
Like we're
we've only
nothing
got
more
one
than
view.
cattle.
We've only got one viewer, but they're sending a lot of hearts. So we love you to this one viewer sending a lot of hearts. What made you really like that video cast?
I don't know if I liked it, but it always stuck with me. Something fucking scary to think about. Because at the time I was like atheist, or I don't know if I was atheist or not, but
Yeah, on yesterday's live stream when I had brought that up, I said when I first met you, were you a Luciferian? And you said no, I was an atheist. Now you have a little hesitance towards if you were ever an atheist. Do you think you were ever an atheist?
well, the thing is, atheists don't believe in God. I have a hatred of God.
Right. So you could call that anti-theism.
I don't know what it's called. So if you're putting a name on it, that at least it exists.
Anti-theism, maybe anti-theism is kind of more like hatred towards religion. If you have hatred towards God, it might have been like,
Now I will say I don't hate Jesus.
right, okay. That's a
I've
whole nother question.
I've talked to Jesus.
And you have, and I brought that up kind of. But I remember as an old fan, and this might be a touchy subject that I shouldn't bring up. And if it is, say, hey, let's go talk about hot dogs. But I remember, I don't even know if I was in the casket verse at this time, but I used to be a very dedicated follower of your Twitter, and I really liked your Twitter, and I I haven't followed for a long time. I don't even have a Twitter anymore, so I don't know if you post on there. Do you post on there still?
Yeah, from time to time, if I come up with a good saying. Oh, that's a great topic. Should we go to my Twitter and see some of my tweets from the past years?
You could, but one tweet I'm thinking of particularly has to do with your anger with Christianity at that particular moment. Do you kind of remember these tweets?
No, I don't.
Really? I can remember a tweet that said something like, there's no love like a, or there's no hate like a Christian love or a
Oh
Christian's
yeah, I
love.
remember that. Yeah, yeah, I remember that now. Yeah,
Is there, do you want to get into that? Because I
there's
can
no
speculate.
hate like Christian
Yeah.
love.
Why did you say that at that moment?
I don't know because I was witnessing someone be very hypocritical, and it really pissed me off.
Right. Do you feel like, in general, you've seen a lot of things? Do you remember? This is kind of an old news story, but
Mhm.
I think it was in the Iowa Senate or something, there was like a Satanist display. And I felt that this was, it didn't have anything to do with religion. I thought it was more of like freedom of speech. And it was actually a critique of kind of religion and government or whatever. But there was kind of like a Satanist display in the Iowa Senate or something. And then for some government building, and eventually they had to take it down. Did you ever read anything about that?
Yeah, I remember that it kept getting vandalized.
What did you think about that whole thing?
I think it's bullshit. I think they should put it back up, and people get put up cameras, and whoever gets caught vandalizing it should be fucking persecuted. If that was a statue of Jesus getting vandalized, they wouldn't stop until they fucking found who did it.
So again, you say this is kind of hypocritical to the
Yes,
government to say we have freedom of religion and all religions are equal, but when you do something like you put up a Satanist display, and you're not a Satanist, you're a Luciferian, but with if somebody tries to put up a Satanist display, then we see the limitations of the freedom of religion.
exactly.
Were you on a scale of 1 to 10, how peeved off were you?
Dude, I was on a scale from 1 to 5. I was like a 4.
Why always scale? Because I just said scale 1 to 10, but I notice you
Oh,
always
sorry, you
do
cut
scale
out. I
one
thought
to
you said
five.
1 to 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said a lot of stuff after that, but yeah. I have said before, like a scale of 1 to 10, you always gravitate towards scale of 1 to 5. Why do you
Because
think
I feel
that?
like 1 to 5 does better because you can give half a point and it makes more sense. It's like what makes a movie a 9 instead of a 10? I don't know. Okay, well, what makes a movie a 4.5 besides a 5? Well, probably this, this, and this.
Well, that's interesting in and of itself, because isn't a 9 kind of the same thing as a 4.5?
Basically, yeah, but people look at it differently when it's smaller numbers, and it makes a bigger difference.
What would you say is a movie that's a 4.5? It's a hard question. I understand.
Uh, uh, you know what? The second Beetlejuice movie, I'd say that was a 4.5.
Wow. What would you rate the first Beetlejuice movie?
I would rate that a 5.
I was not a big fan, particularly of the first Beetlejuice movie, but how can you call a 5 out of 5 to the King something that you're not a big fan of? So I won't even say. What's something that you think is overrated?
Sports.
Ooh, what a great answer. What's something that you think is underrated?
I don't know.
Try to think.
Artistry.
Wow. Can you try to think of a question that you're curious about me or you're interested about me that you can ask me? What's a question that you could think of?
Hmm. Well, sometimes I like to find out where people were on 9/11 because
Wow.
everybody remembers that.
That's true. I was not old enough on 9/11, and I do think it's interesting because in our last video, which was not a live stream, I brought up I don't remember if I brought up or you brought up, but it was probably me who brought up 9/11, and I've said before before I knew you very well, I used to see kind of the turning point in your life as 9/11. And I brought this up to you before, and you had said yes. And
I still agree with
I
that
don't know.
now.
Do you think 9/11 was the most important day of your life that ever happened?
Maybe not the most important day, but it's like my generation's D-Day. You know what I mean?
What was what's a day? And you don't have to. If you say, "Okay, I can think of one, but I don't want to talk about it." But is there? Can you think of this is the most important day of my entire life?
Probably when my parents decided to move to Florida.
Really? That was extremely early.
Well, it set off a chain of events that affected the rest of my life
Oh, yeah. Why did they choose to move to Florida again?
because my mom had family here.
Was that it? Was there like, well, I guess you really wouldn't know because that was like when you were 4 or 5.
I moved when I was 7.
Oh man, you had lived in Texas till you were 7.
Yeah,
So you went to like kindergarten in Texas?
yeah. Oh shit! I've got
Wow.
to take this phone call. Sorry, everybody.
Okay.
Yo, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me one. Okay, hold. All right, hold on. Let me share. Hold on. Hold on. I'm still live. I just need to share my screen so they can hear you. All right, hold on. I was just live with the historian. All right. Also share system. No, not yet. Hold on. Sorry. Okay, they can now hear you. Hello, everybody.
Hello, historian. I have breaking news. Alice, I'm sure you already know this, but Alice isn't going to get to come to America.
What? What do you mean?
Trump tried to deport two planes into Colombia with undocumented immigrants, and their president, Gestapo, denied the landing. So Trump immediately enacted two tariffs against Colombia, and they're no longer taking visitation or visas from individuals from Colombia as of now.
God damn it!
That's 100% serious. Would you like for me to send you the link? Like he was just talking about
Hold
it.
on, I need a fucking smoke.
So as of right now, Alice, your visa is not going to get approval. Um, I'm sorry to tell you that, Casket King, but
Hold
yeah,
on, the
because
historian wants to join.
add him to the call. See, historian, I knew this is a freaking huge thing.
Yo, come on, Krusty, pick up.
I'm sorry, now I have to.
Come on, pick up.
Hello. Hello. Here, this is my impression of somebody who's picking up the phone. Hello.
Hold on,
Oh,
stay in this call. Stay in this call.
okay. I'm sorry. Stay and we should just go to the hangout room. I mean, who cares at this point? Hello. Here's my impression, Cask, of someone picking up the phone, and then even while you're struggling to get Krusty on, can you be the person on the other line? So it goes, you're calling me, and it rings up, and I pick up the receiver, and I go, hello.
Hello, Krusty, is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Okay, good. And I told Casket, I said that we should just
I
go to
need
the
a
hangout
smoke.
room.
Uh, this is good right now. We'll just
You're gonna
we'll keep
smoke
it
a
random.
cigarette. You're gonna smoke a cigarette, Casket.
No, I don't have any cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes.
By the way, just so that Queso, you can't say that I'm wrong. This comes from a Bible source that you love, CNN, and it was posted 1 hour ago. And if you go to the CNN's YouTube page, it's called let's see here, what's it? Trump hits Colombia with tariffs after not allowing immigrants back into their country.
Yeah,
So
I had heard about. I felt like, and it wasn't an hour ago, but I felt like I had read a story recently about a plane that I thought went to Mexico with people who have been deported, and then Mexico didn't accept them.
yeah, there's multiple countries that aren't accepting returns. And so
Oh,
Trump has, yeah. Hold on, I'm about to
yeah.
share this into the Discord server.
Casket, can you draw a picture of what Krusty sends when he does on paint and then show a picture of your drawing, which will give credence to what Krusty is sending?
All right, hold on, give me a second. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. I had to minimize the chat in order to open up the Casket King Discord server. Um, all right, I'm going to drop it in. Where should I drop it?
Put it in the room for like people getting kicked out because that's a funny room.
No, I'm going to put it in for messages for Casket. Since this is a
Oh,
message
it's a
for
good
Casket.
one. It's
Yeah.
true.
All right. All right, here we go. Boom. It is now in the messages for Casket.
And if you click on the article that's inside that link, it'll take you to the more expansive material. Okay, so I know you like that stuff. And so Alice isn't going to get to come, dude. I wanted to break the news for you live. And I'm sorry. I know that sucks.
Casket, what do you say?
You there, Casket?
Yeah, I'm
He's
here.
now playing the video.
I'm here.
Well, let's talk about it. Obviously, this is a tragedy in the Casket universe. Politics matter, man. What do they say? You may not fuck with politics, but politics will fuck with you. Prime example. Prime example.
Wow. Casket, you just heard heartbreaking news. You gotta give a response. Is this the joke that we're hearing right now? Wow.
I knew I was due for a fucking, but I didn't know it was gonna be that bad.
Well, Casket. Oh, I don't know. I think it'll still be possible in one way or another.
Well, she had filed to get her visa to come here next month. That shit ain't happening. She's gonna have to refile whenever they get approval for more visas.
Can't she just visit
No, she can't. She needs the
No.
visa.
like a holiday thing?
That's what we keep
Nope.
telling you.
You can't do it from Colombia without a visa.
Somebody asks in the chat, which I guess is what's the solution now, which Casket didn't want, but they say, but can't Casket still go to Colombia?
As of right now, that's the only card still on the table. That's the only one. It really is. It really is, Casket. That's your only option now, man. What are your thoughts, man? Let it sink in, marinate. Just speak your mind. Speak out loud. Let's hear your thoughts.
Smoke.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I gotta tell Casket now.
Oh my goodness.
Well, why Casket is coughing his brains out? I've been working on the docket for the next podcast next week. I think it's going to be a good one. You got to be there. You got to be there, historian.
Is it a COPD related podcast?
No, but I can put something in there about that if you like.
I wish Casket, before we did this live stream, me and Casket made a video that ended abruptly because he had to take his dog out. But it wasn't a great video. But in the video, I was saying I wish we could go back to that earlier period in time of the Casket videos when he would make a video called Cold and a video called Hot. And I was like, gosh, I wish we could go back to that. I wish one day I could open up my YouTube and see Casket's made a new video on his own. Nobody created it. Nobody was the impetus behind it. It was just Casket, and it was called COPD. And he said, okay, I'm going to tell you this story or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like those days are behind us.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Casket's really taking his
Casket now
time.
sounds like it's whistling. Yeah.
Is he not? It sounds like he is.
This might be the COPD. I think Casket really does not want to get on an airplane, which I think is understandable.
Well, last time we talked about this in the podcast, Casket King said that he was thinking about it and he was willing to do it. But now that he's faced that that's the only option, like I don't think he's going to. I think he was bluffing. I don't think he
I
ever thought that
know.
he would do it.
One thing I've noticed about Casket is sometimes he will bluff a little. And in terms, because he was talking about getting an airplane seat that was like a bigger than average airplane seat, but even then, I think that might have even been Casket lying to himself. And the option always seemed to be Casket needs to go to Columbia, but the
Well, right now,
reaction that we've
there's no other
seen,
option.
the
This
reaction
reaction's
we've
telling.
seen seems to say that Casket's saying that's not even an option.
I agree. What are your thoughts, Casket? Come back to us, man. We got to hear more from you. Speak your mind. Let it out. Don't internalize, externalize. Bring it out to us in the world.
Oh, he took a hit.
Yeah, that's a distraction method, so he didn't have to say anything. Don't internalize. Speak your mind. Speak it out loud so we can all process.
What I want to say, I can't say.
I can tell that Casket is extremely upset and disturbed by this news, though, because this is not a very typical reaction by the king.
Well, what would you say with a filter?
He's mad. He's mad at the idea that this solution is not a solution, and I understand why Casket's saying he won't go further.
Well, Casket, just talk us through it in a manner that doesn't destroy TOS.
I don't think I can.
Can you just talk about emotions?
Yeah, let's talk the feelings.
Anger. Seething anger.
Let's explore that more. Go more details.
Casket is an unusual reaction from Casket. I think he is playing on his Joker imitation here.
He's in rare form right now. I think we're close to seeing him have a crash out.
What would he do? Pull down the lights? I don't think Casket's actually capable of a crash out.
I've seen him do crash outs. He can destroy a room. I've seen him do it.
When have I ever destroyed a
way.
room?
Okay, remember whenever you know what? I don't want to compound one tragedy event with another. I'll talk about it later when you're not already elevated.
Man, I can hear the COPD going on right now.
Yeah.
Welcome to Casket ASMR.
Well,
Can you do
okay.
that?
Go ahead.
Can you do that that rocker symbol that we were doing in the video casket. Okay, he did it. He's a
All
man,
right.
King.
All right. Let's say this. Let's say you're in front of Trump right now and you could talk to him. Talk to him.
Ah,
What would you say? Here,
well,
I'll
I'm
play
not
Donald
gonna
Trump.
bring that
there's
up.
nothing
I'll play
left to
Donald.
say. There's nothing left to say. There's
Hey,
nothing left to say.
what are you talking about? Everything I do is tremendous. I love everybody loves me. I do everything the best. You know.
I
Wow.
can't believe. No, I can't say anything. I can't say anything because it'll
Casket's
take be
upset.
taken out of context, and the
Casket's
FBI will show up
upset.
at my house again. I'm not. I'm not
What
gonna
do I
do
care?
it.
Well, what do I care about what a little bread man thinks? He's laying in his bed right now. You know, people look at me and they say, "Oh, Trump, you're the best. You've always done the best. You've always been the best. Nothing, no one's better than you at anything." And but why do I care about what a bread man thinks? Nothing. Gasket. No.
Yes.
Okay. Just make sure you're still there, bud. Well, what would you say to the president of Colombia that caused this to happen?
If they're your people, why the fuck didn't you take them?
By the way, just so you know, you can talk all the shit you want to about them. Like, you're not going to get in trouble for talking shit about him.
Oh god,
Even
motherfucker!
what?
My vape just died.
Damn, double whammy.
Fuck me in the ass.
Well, if you insist, because no one does it better than me, Donald J. Trump.
Frosty, I swear. Frosty, I fucking swear to Lucifer. If you keep doing that voice.
What do you mean?
Oh my god.
Everybody loves my voice. You know, yesterday, Kalama even told me in private, she did. I swear it's true. She said, "You know, Donald Trump, you're the best person
Oh,
ever,
sweet
and
Lucifer.
and you have the best voice that's ever existed, from here to the beginning, the end of time. Even my enemies love my voice, even if they don't say it so out loud. I swear it's true."
We got a super chat here from Jiggle Jess.
Oh, did we lose the historian?
I'm sure he'll be back.
Okay.
It's this casket with each trial you only grow stronger. I wish that were true. With each trial I grow much weaker and a lot more timid.
No, man. Look, this was out of your control, bro. You couldn't have done anything, right? Right? So what's the plan now, homie? I wish Alice was available. This would be a great time for Alice to join in. If you're out there, Alice, and you want to join in the call, we would love to hear from you.
What? No.
Hmm. You okay there, buddy?
I don't know.
Well, can we agree on one thing, buddy?
What? What?
You rolled a fucking one, right?
Yeah. I sure fucking did.
So who'd you give that 20 to? That's a callback for the people who didn't watch
I
the
don't
CNC
know,
podcast.
but they better fucking appreciate it, or they're gonna be real. Well, I can't say.
So you're right though. Why the f didn't he take the people who originate from their back? Right. That was what you said. You said right.
Yeah,
I think that's a valid question. Historian, I think he joined back. I thought I heard that someone joined back.
I did, but I've got chores, and I was hoping to join back and be silent and listen to
Okay.
Casket's mom asking him if he ate something, and Casket says no. What was that about, Casket?
nothing.
No, it wasn't nothing.
There
Somebody
was,
ate the potato salad.
and Casket says it was not him.
Correct.
By God, he eats nothing. Don't you people realize that by now? This man
Krusty,
is.
I guess you couldn't see the plate that Casket had yesterday, but I said that's a big plate. And Casket said it's a paper plate. And it was a paper plate in Casket's defense. But it was also a very sturdy paper plate with these heavy kind of corners. Not like one of those pure white, very flimsy paper plates. This was a sturdy guy. And it was a heavy plate. And then Krusty, I think even after you left, we were still talking, and Casket said, "Man, I still have the munchies." And he went and got something else, and I can't remember what it was. But it was, what was that, Casket?
I can't remember.
Yeah, what
Hey,
was that?
buddy, you definitely have a binge eating problem. I mean, it's on stream, it's easily visible to people. You know what I mean? I know you still don't want to recognize that, and I can't make you. Which I think that's why those new weight loss drugs will do you so well, man. Because
Yeah,
the
Jeff was actually talking about that, and he's talked about it a lot to Casket. And at first, Casket said, "No, I don't want to do it because I don't want a needle." And then Jeff kind of found a pill that you could take without the needle. And I don't remember what Casket said about that.
dude, here's the thing: GLP-1s have been shown to be most effective with people who have binge eating disorder. It pretty much eliminates the food thought in your head, so you don't think about food. Like that's where you get the highest results with people who have binge eating problems. It would, dude, Boogie in 6 months, Boogie's lost 100 pounds.
And he really,
Yeah, in 6 months.
actually, Krusty, I think you'll find this interesting. This all started because we did a video which began. Have you ever seen the Boogie video called Tuesday, Krusty? And it's a parody of Friday by Rebecca Black.
I can't say that I have.
I said, "Oh, Casket made." At first, when I called him, he said, "Oh, I can't. I have to do a Pokemon raid right now." And I was like, "What's a Pokemon raid?" And he kind of explained, but he was doing the raid. And I said, "Oh,
Pokemon
you should
Go.
listen. You should listen to this video by Boogie, which is like Tuesday night is raid night, and it's a
Oh yeah, no.
World of War.
Okay, yeah. Now I remember what that video. I know exactly what you're talking
And
about.
and we filmed a video where Casket started listening to that, and he was like a minute in, he said, "I can't watch this," and he stopped the song. He said, "I'm not going to watch this anymore," and he said, I can't stand Boogie. I just cannot watch this." And
You can't.
I said, "This is even old Boogie before he became the Boogie we know today." And Casket was like, "I will not watch this video," and he did not.
Yeah, Casket has a huge disdain for Boogie. Here's a piece of lore in the Casket King universe that I don't even think you're privy to, historian.
I think what you're about to say is that, in fact, you might not say this, but I was going to say, from what you've kind of talked about a lot, Casket does not like overweight YouTubers or
Yeah, but
overweight
here's the thing though.
personalities.
When it comes to Boogie specifically, Boogie stole a video idea from Casket. 100% Casket.
What?
Casket came out with a video idea. This is before when this is back when Equals 3 was out, before Boogie really blew the F up. Like whenever he had like less than 300,000 subs, and so, and it was back whenever everyone was watching huge, like obese YouTubers, and they were passing video clips around. Casket's video clips were being circulated with Boogie's at that time. It was right after the breaded video. Casket came out with a video where he sat down and ate an entire jar of mayonnaise. 1 week later,
Oh,
Boogie
yeah.
made the same video. If you look at the dates they were uploaded, literally 7 days after Casket did it, Boogie did it. And that video went boom for Boogie.
Yeah, I'll agree there. I certainly remember that video. I do remember that was just kind of a thing, like, oh, this joke of put vanilla pudding in mayonnaise and then eat it, which Cassie did. And part of his Fat Guy Food Challenges, and I don't think that was the first Fat Guy Food Challenge, but I do know Boogie has kind of copied those sorts of videos before, and he calls them parodies, and it was a parody, I guess, in this other example. But did you ever see? I really can't remember what this guy's, and it wasn't a guy at this point; it was a kid. I think his name was just the Food Reviewer, and he was this really fat kid. He still makes videos, and now he's just a really fat guy making food reviews. But he had a video called like Fruit Gushers, and the Boogie made the exact same video, and it was so exact that it was clearly a parody. Because in the video, the little kid's eating Gushers, and he's just like, "Yeah, that's a buy, yeah." And
No,
Boogie
I'm
says the same
serious.
thing.
You know what? I
Right.
want to put this on the docket because we're going to watch Casket's eating mayonnaise video first. It came out first. Boogie's is almost identical to Casket's. It's almost a 1-to-1 made of Casket. Like
Casket,
Boogie was known for doing that in in Boogie's early years. He was known for ripping off other people's stuff like that.
Casket, did you feel that way? Did you say, "What the f? This mother"?
Well, I always forget, and every time I'm reminded, I get pissed off about it again.
Yeah, but
Wow,
yeah, we were talking about that since it happened. But legitimately,
what was Casket saying at that point? Was he like, "This mother effer stole my idea"?
Oh yeah, he was mad. This is back when Casket had energy. He was animated mad.
Yeah, there was another story kind of like that, but I can't remember it. Maybe I'm even remembering it wrong.
Also, last night I was on another podcast. After by the time I came back, the CNC was done, so I hopped into another one that was going on. And I broke a story about Keemstar last night, and it's going to have ramifications for him in a bad way. If you don't mind me talking about it real quickly.
Yeah.
Bless you. So I went on Link's podcast. If you don't know who Lynx is, if you know who she is in the local universe, you know. I posted it in the Discord server. I was there for the last hour, and I had criticism about Keemstar because in like around 2014, he got in trouble because he used to do the chat roulette, right? And a video surfaced of him doing chat roulette with people, and a chick popped up and that recognized him. And he said, if you want, he's like, oh, you recognize me, do something crazy, or I'm gonna, I'm gonna hit next. So she gets up and she gets naked and starts like running around her room dancing naked. Turns out that was a 14-year-old girl. Somehow the internet's forgot about it between now and then. And so after that came out publicly, YouTube blacklisted Keemstar from ever being on YouTube again or owning a YouTube channel. So he had to give the drama alert rights to his partner at the time, and he was a contracted worker, and that's how he was able to get by with it. And that's why drama alert is no longer on YouTube, and they do it on Twitter and Instagram, because after he got in trouble with that, he quit doing YouTube because he could never make a partner. He could never be an owner. Well, he waited for many years, created Locale Live. Somehow he owns Locale Live, and yet he's blacklisted on YouTube. And I brought that up in the Links podcast last night, and that none of them, all of them are new, like they've only been watching Keemstar for a couple of years. And so I started dropping links to these old videos of Keemstar, like of him, all this controversy from like back then. And I'm like, so how does he own this now if he's blacklisted? And so Links reached out to YouTube, and Keemstar is still blacklisted. They responded back to Links, who is a streamer, and Links got a message back that said that he's supposed to still be blacklisted. So I don't know what the ramifications of that's going to be, but I guarantee you that Keemstar will have to make a statement on it at some point. Like either he doesn't actually own Locale Live, someone else does, or he does, in which case they're going to be burnt down, like they're going to be blacklisted, and he's not going to be able to do it on YouTube anymore. They're going to have to go to another platform, like he did with Drama Alert.
Will you change your name from Creamstar after this revelation?
Hell no, because I want to be infamous. Dude, are you right now in the Locale universe, everyone is doing hashtag Keemstar got creamstarred. Like that's what they're doing right now on that Discord server. Like they're saying that Keemstar got creamstarred. So I'm gonna keep the name. I've earned it at this point.
Wow.
Yeah, like I've made waves. So I'm curious to see what the ramification of that's going to be. But yeah, all of these new fans that he has that he's built up with Locale had no idea of his history. I'm like one of the OGs, and I'm like, you guys don't realize he has a past too. Yeah. So if you want to see that happen live, I put the link in the Discord server last night, in the Casket King Discord server. Watch the last hour or so. Wait until you see my picture pop in. But I'm supposed to be there right now. Like she's asked me to come back. Like literally, she's already started her next episode. It started like 10 minutes ago. But
Yeah, it's apt up.
it is. But Krusty's moving up in the world of podcasts. I'm always going to be in the Casket King Casket Crew podcast, but I'm also getting on these larger networks.
Oh, when you said you were moving up, I thought that meant that you're in the Casket podcast. Casket podcast is the highest you can go.
Yeah, there's a difference between like 15 viewers and like 400 viewers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was
Yeah, I
thinking
get
about it
that.
actually. I was thinking about it earlier when me and Casket were streaming. It was just me and him, and I saw that there was almost no viewers. And I was thinking, in my mind, I was thinking it's not as much about the viewers, but about the content that we can put out. But I was also thinking at the same time, man, we kind of weren't putting out. Tonight, I thought, at least before you joined, I was just thinking this is certainly, in my opinion, a dud. But
Hey man,
to me, a home run could be watched by 0 people. But in my mind, I still think, oh, like I look back at not really Wendy's, but I mean, I don't know how many people viewed Wendy's, but I look back at that and think, you know what, or like the biggest guy I ever saw, the fattest guy I ever saw. If nobody
yeah,
watched that, I'd think, well, I did what I could do in terms of me trying to make a home run.
yeah.
But a home run's different for everybody.
True. But like now the Thorpes want me to come on their podcast. You know, they get like I mean, they're getting like 6 figures of viewership on live streams, and they want me to come on their podcast and talk about this because now, you know, Keemstar hashtag Keemstar got creamstarred like that. Now they want me to go on these larger podcasts and really go in depth. And let's be honest. I mean, I am a good conversationalist. I can keep conversation going, and I have a lot to talk about. Like one of my minors, I have a double bachelor's. One of my minors is in communication. Like I have like some merit in being able to be a conversationalist, right? Like, will you agree that it's usually better whenever I'm here than whenever I'm not when it comes to like pacing a conversation?
Well, I don't know who that was directed towards, but I would just say it's certainly a different thing. I mean, whenever you add anybody, it's going to be a different thing. If this were a call right now with Jeff and extra case, it'd just be a different thing. So it's always
Agreed.
a different thing, right? And you certainly bring the crusty to the
Right.
group. Who could deny it?
Yeah, and well, soon enough, I'll be known as Creamstar more so than Krusty. Krusty will just be the OG name that I used to be called.
Man, that's going to be a sad day in the casket burst when Krusty's not the name anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys can still call me that. That's just for like the OGs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Casket, what do you think of Krusty's newfound fame
Cream shouldn't
in the
be crusty.
Do what, Casket? What'd you say?
I said cream shouldn't be crusty.
Call myself Krusty Cream.
Oh, that would be pretty good.
But yeah, so I'm going to be on the Thorpes sometime soon. I'm supposed to be in Lynx's tonight. It's going on. It's literally live right now. I'm supposed to be there right now, but I'm choosing to be here.
What is the hashtag what is
It's in
it?
the go to you. Well, you have to be in the locale server. That's where it's
Oh,
popping at. Yeah,
so I was going to look it up
but
on Twitter
yeah, no,
because
it's
I'm
not.
not.
You're not gonna. I doubt you'll find it on Twitter. But if you go to their Discord server and type it in, it's popping off everywhere in the locale Discord server. Because after I blew it up, the story on Lynx's podcast last night, because Lynx, she there's controversy going on with Lynx in the locale universe. And so I broke that story, and people who watch locale watch Lynx. And so people went from Lynx to the locale Discord server, and they were trying to get Keemstar to comment on it, and he still hasn't. But I mean, it's you can't go in the server and scroll the chat logs without seeing it, like because everybody wants to know more about that, which is how I'm getting on these other podcasts. See, what did I tell you? Like I'm an OG. I've been internet born and raised for like when I was a child, I was watching shit on the internet I shouldn't have been, right? And so like I have a deep wealth of memory, you know. And so yeah, these people who are newer fans of these OG YouTubers, I know way more about them than most people, right? And so, like, I was able to immediately say, "What about this? What about this? What about this?" Simple Google search pulls all of it up, but if you don't search it right, you're not going to find it. Boom, there it is. There's all that stuff that they never wanted to come back to the surface. You know what I mean?
Krusty is the guy. That's how I felt about Casket King. I was like, I've been watching Casket for so long, and just to get to talk to him felt like I'm walking on air. And Casket is my cream star. I'm the cream star in the Casket verse, I hope.
Oh, I would say for sure. You're definitely that.
Jingle
100%.
Jess, number one hater, says double bachelor's font with a minor in of those. I'll figure out the other.
What, my other minor? Oh, wait, sorry, your microphone broke up or my internet did. Can you repeat that again, historian?
Sorry, no, this is Jingle Jess. And I think Jingle Jess. Yeah, I don't know what's, but Jingle Jess says double bachelor's, with a minor in communications. English lit is one of those. I'll figure out the other.
Oh, my majors? I'll tell you what my majors are. I'm fine with it. My majors are in psychology and social work. I mean, I'm not ashamed of it. I'm in grad school.
Bill Jess does not have to search for it.
There you go. There's the
Krusty,
answer.
right? Krusty's
I
getting
gave
a
it to you.
no.
I gave it away for free. Boom. There
What's
you
something
go.
that you would charge for? What's Krusty knowledge that you would charge for? You wouldn't give it out for free.
The rest of the data that I have on Keemstar, because the Thorpes are going to pay me money. The Thorpes are going to pay me money because I have some of those OG videos, and the Thorpes want them. So they're
So
going
do
to
you
actually
think
pay me money.
could I get this information from the newest Chat GPT?
Nope. I tried. I tried myself, and so did Links, but I had to send her the links to some like OG articles from like 2013.
Wow.
But you're welcome to try if you can get it to pull it up where I couldn't.
Jingle Jess responds, Krusty is educated AF. Damn.
Yeah, I'm in grad school right now, getting my freaking PhD. Like there's Krusty is not a fool. Mm. I currently have a 4.0 GPA in a doctorate's program, and this is my last semester before I do my placement. Next fall, I will be teaching a class. So I'm probably going to graduate with a 4.0 as long as I can maintain like 95 and above this semester on all my classes.
Jingle Jess, I would certainly say, seems to be like the number one fan who's not. He's been in a call before, I believe, but he seems to be the number one fan recently, certainly. He now says, "A, you probably got it. Obviously, school is easy for you," he says.
Yeah, but let me just say this. I am bragging about my school, but that's just like one section of the wheel of intelligence. Okay. If you look up the wheel of intelligence, it'll tell you what every different type of intellect is. Schooling is literally one section of the wheel of intelligence. So everybody is smart in their own way, like realistically. Mine just happens to be academia,
What's
which I would say
mine?
is also where the historian's intellect is as well. And Quesos would be music.
Yeah,
He's a better musician than me.
Wow. You say Hayes is a better musician than you. That's high praise from Krusty. Faux show.
It's the freaking truth, though.
Well,
Krusty does. Number one thing to me seem to be his music career.
See, for me, it's a passion for stress relief. Queso, he's better than me. I can. He has more knowledge than I do when it comes to music theory.
Yeah, Queso certainly knows a lot. When we were talking about Jaws, in fact, I wasn't even on the call at that point, but was on a live and he gave a very formal breakdown of, for my opinion, maybe it wouldn't be for you, Krusty, because I know nothing about music, but I thought it was very swift, very clever, not to mention the name Swift and Taylor Swift, that behemoth of the music industry.
Mm-hmm. But
Frosty,
this
what do you
is
think of Taylor Swift?
Complicated.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
does she rate in the same level of startup for you as Keemstar does?
What do you mean? Keemstar is not a musician.
But stardom. And by that I mean for you in your personal life, who's a bigger star
Of
to
course, Taylor
you?
Swift. Taylor Swift.
Really? Because if you ask me who's a bigger star for me, Casket or Taylor Swift, I would say Casket.
Hmm. Well, I think that I mean Taylor Swift is a she's a part of the zeitgeist of our generation. Like you can say Taylor Swift, and almost everybody's going to know who you're talking about. You say Keemstar, actually, like most people are going to go, "Who the heck is that?" Unless you're like an internet lurch like I am.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Do you think Casket could ever become an MD?
Mm. I mean, anything's possible. I'm not going to say no to him.
Casket, could you become like a doctor at a hospital?
I don't know.
Well, that seems to say anything's possible because he doesn't say no. He
Hmm.
says, I don't
Oh,
know.
see, this weekend on the docket, I have something that's going to cause for at least an hour long debate minimum. And I know people are going to have differing opinions. So, Queso, you have to be there, and Historian, you have to be there because I know, even though you two agree more politically, that this is not going to be a political thing. This is going to be a perspective of situation type of debate. And I know that you two are going to have different opinions for me and each other. So this is going to be a good trifecta.
I know, but I was really looking forward to yesterday's live stream because it was really built up and I thought we are going to get the debate of the century between you and Extra Queso, and it didn't happen. And I was sad. And
Hey, Jen, I showed up late and Queso didn't. I don't know why. Well, I started dropping links and Queso didn't bring it up. So I guess he started feeling like maybe I was more prepared than he was because I was waiting
whatever.
for it. When I came in, well, when I came in, immediately started talking about AI, and I was going to transition over to that debate like as a natural transition point, but where that's what the debate was going to be on. But what ended up happening is Queso literally said, "Can we talk about this later and talk about something else?" Like he diverted from the conversation before I could.
Well, I certainly noticed the first message you put in the chat was, in my opinion, it was fighting words. I thought you were very ready.
I'm ready.
But
I'm still ready.
I also don't. I won't. I think Extra Queso was ready there too. I think he was just. I think he kind of wanted a more mellow live stream for that one. And you weren't there at that point, but after it ended, because I really do think Extra Queso was the I don't know what you call it, the host of that night. But after it ended, he said in the group, and this is I guess private information, but he wouldn't care. But he had said, "Oh, I think that was one of the best ones yet." And Casket said, "I agree. That was one of the best live streams we've ever had."
Hmm.
So Casket certainly, I think Casket seems to, yeah, he liked that one at least for both show.
All right. Okay. But the debate that me and Queso were going to have is the episode where Queso didn't show up, and I was talking about how AI has gotten to the point where it can read your thoughts. Queso's like, bullshit, it can't do that. And I'm like, bullshit, it fucking can. I put one link in the chat, and that was the only evidence I was going to show ahead of time because I know he's going to ask for evidence. But I have six more, including a Harvard article or a Harvard paper that shows that it absolutely can decode the human thought process. Like that, I wasn't
Yeah.
talking out my ass.
Also, when I said, I guess I'm also kind of speaking out of the Discord in terms of, hey, this was going to be the fight of the century. But I think you should still have that same argument next week because it was so teased. And then as a fan, because I actually wasn't even going to participate in that live stream, but I was really waiting. I was like, oh, Extra Queso and Krusty are going to have a great debate, and I want to leave it to them. but I think it could. I think next week the same thing's possible, and I would not. I think there was. You seem to both have a lot to say about that topic, and next Saturday you could talk about whatever you are going to plan on next Saturday, but also bring in that topic. And I think it could be, like I said, I wasn't even planning on joining next week. I don't know if I will. I mean, I wasn't planning on joining last week. I don't know if I will next week, but it could be. Certainly, you guys going at it and having a great debate, because I think you're both great debaters, which it's not certainly a strong suit of mine. I'm not as into that
Here's
as
this,
much,
Tim.
but
You are a great debater when it's a topic you're interested in.
yeah, I remember. I did see that video. I remember you saying that, but no, it's just, yeah. I just felt cheated as a fan because I was so excited for that live stream. And when nothing was kind of happening and Krusty wasn't there, I was like, oh, I better. But I joined even after you had joined. But I was waiting, and I was waiting for the great debate, and I want to see it
Okay.
this week if
Then we'll do it.
possible.
Done. 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 Do it. It's happening.
You got any trash in there?
It's happening. I'm not going to talk about it anymore because you never show your cards before you need to play them. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
but I'm right. I know I'm 100% right on this. So I'm 100% confident I'm going to knock this one out of the park. There's no chance of me losing this one. I think
Yeah.
Queso realized that, and that's why he didn't bring it up this last week.
Well, I don't know. I won't say anything like that, but I don't even want to talk as a member of the people who can talk in those things, because that's not what I wanted. I was just hearing these things and thinking I'm going to participate as a fan and not be part of it. And I don't even, when it's happening, I don't want to be a part of it. I want to be a fan. I want to be listening. But I only say this because it was so teased. Like the fan in me was thinking, wow, something's great going to happen. And when it didn't, I felt cheated as a fan. And I was like, oh, what happened here? But I also know that, you got a personal life, and the Casket Crew podcast is not, it's not absolute.
And I mean, I'm maintaining my doctorate's program. I'm maintaining a personal life with my partner. I'm doing this podcast. I'm also playing music. So I mean, it's like I'm juggling a lot.
Do you ever, Krusty, here's a question. Do you ever go busking anymore?
Oh yeah, I do.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that about you. I assumed that might have ended.
It never ends. Are you kidding me? That's my bread and butter right now.
Wow, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. I go at least 4 times a week, minimum.
Really? 4 times a week?
Yeah, like I they know me by name. Like I'm a minimum.
You want to talk? There was a little controversy about your busking once. Do you want to talk about that, or you say no? That's kind of in the past. Krusty's always moving forward.
Are you talking about when I was doing it without a licensing and I almost went to jail?
Right.
Mm-hmm. But you know what ended up?
There?
Well, at that point I was an undergrad. I was busking on campus, and they told me I'm not allowed to do it. So I kept doing it anyways because it kept bringing in good money. And it's true. They said no, and I was like, okay, go away now. I'm going to keep doing this. And I mean, hell, if you're making $200 in 3 hours, you're going to keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And so I was like, you know what would be the best PR ever for me and the worst PR ever for the university is a recording of me getting arrested playing music on campus as a blind musician. That could only benefit me, my popularity. So it was a win-win for me. And I told them that. And I said, if you want to arrest me, go for it. It's only going to make you look bad and make me look better.
Rusty is very media savvy.
Yeah,
That's for
I'm like,
sure.
yeah, like if you want that to be known that this is what you did to a blind musician, then go for it. And I didn't back down. I did not back down. I kept playing there. And they kept coming out and telling me they were going to call the cops. And I never left until I was ready to leave. I'd be there for another 2 hours after they said that.
Wow.
Cops never showed up.
Wow. You
The
called
campus
their
security
bluff.
did. I did. Campus security showed up a few times. And they were like, you need to leave. You need to pack up and leave. And I'm like, well, are you going to physically like detain me? Are you going to take the guitar off me and throw me on the ground? Because if you're not going to do that, then I don't think you can make me leave. You know?
Wow.
And then the crowd would boo them. The crowd would boo the security people that I had because like already they were already getting like bad PR.
Do you still busk on campus?
Nope. Not there.
What?
I have a better place.
Did you back down ultimately?
No. I got licensed somewhere else and it pays a hell of a lot more money. So it's just more beneficial for me to be somewhere else now.
No.
Mm-hmm.
See, people in the casket verse, I don't think even know about this. Do you still make videos on your channel?
It's been a while.
Yeah, I haven't checked in a while, but it seemed like you did stop on your channel. But that's some information you would know if you'd watched the channel. But I understand why people wouldn't, because now the channel is
It's dead right now. And the reason why is because when I started grad school, I mean, that took up a huge chunk of my time. And so I had to cut something. So I cut making videos. So that's kind of what happened there. I didn't have time to make videos on top of everything else. I mean, grad school is a way bigger beast than undergrad. You've been there, you know. It's true, isn't it?
I was not trying to busk at that time either, though. I don't know the life and times of Krusty Loves.
Well, here's the thing. In the program that I'm in, if your GPA drops below a 3.5, you're instantly kicked. The program that I'm in, if you make a C in a class, you have to retake it. And you can only if you make more than 2 Bs in a class, or if you make more than 2 Bs in a semester, you have to retake those classes. Don't ask me why it's set up that way. You can make 1 B per semester, and if your GPA drops below a 3.5, either one of those, you get instant kicked from the program I'm in. It's a very high standard. Like, it's got a very high level of bar of achievement.
Yeah, that's very strict.
Yeah, it is. And I signed the contract.
What if this program said if you have ever busked on campus, you cannot be in this program? Would you try to hide it, or would you say this is not a fair rule?
I would say this ain't a fair rule, and if you want to try to hold it up, let's see how people feel of you trying to stop a blind busker. I would play the same card, and every time I play that card, everyone backs down. I've never had anyone challenge me on that ever, and if they did, I would be willing to go through. And I think they know that, and that's why they always back down. I'm not afraid.
Do you think Casca could use this card to become a medical doctor, in which people would say, you can't do this, and he would say, try to hold me back. I'm a guy with arthritis. I dropped out in 8th grade due to trauma. Try to keep me out of this medical doctor program. Do you think he could become a pilot?
No, his vision's not good enough to be a pilot. Like, that would definitely stop him. You have to have a certain level of vision to be a pilot, and his is too bad. I know for a fact that's the problem. That would stop him.
Wow, Jingle Jess in the chat says, getting my PhD was tough. Krusty is right.
Thank you, Jingle Jess. See, it's not an easy thing to do. That's why I had to quit making videos. Although, I can't go into too much detail right now, but the situation is about to change to where I'm going to be able to start making videos really quickly that are better quality. And so I'm probably going to be putting out a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday video, like I did. Remember whenever I used to do the videos where I had the green screen with the thing on the background, and I would talk about current events, and
Yeah.
I would put in clips and
I
stuff.
think.
Yeah, when I was
What?
doing those, I was getting 300, 400 views per video. And those started rolling. Like the first couple ones, I got a couple. Like I would get like 50 to 100. But then after I consistently was doing them 3, 4 times a week, I was rolling in 400 or 500 views per video. And I'm going to go back to that style 3 days a week because I figured out a way I can do it pretty efficiently and quickly.
What is your favorite Cream Star video casket?
Captain Crunch Challenge.
Hold on. You okay,
What?
babe?
What is the casket crunch challenge casket? The Captain Crunch challenge.
Oh, you gotta eat a whole box of Captain Crunch without it cutting the roof of your mouth.
Wow.
You okay, babe? Everything all right? Yeah. All right. I thought I heard you crying. I was like, what's going on? Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. Thanks, babe.
Wow, casket, aren't you jealous to hear that in-person relationship now knowing that you've kind of been banned from having an in-person relationship in the United States?
Yeah, literally, Trump banned you from having one.
I'm glad you're having a good time.
Maybe
just,
Casket will restart his sex doll thing now
oh,
that
dude, why the fuck would you put that idea in his head? Now he's definitely gonna do it.
That's
Damn
not
it!
a bad
This is all.
idea.
I think he's
This
past that.
No, this is if he goes back to it. Now it's the historian's fault. We have proof. He put it back in his head.
If he
Historian, what did you do?
does, I'll be his biggest supporter. And I'll say, you need to get it, Casket.
Oh my god! What is it?
Maybe this will make him break his soda streak, and he'll start drinking full sugar soda again.
Oops.
He just will not be able to cope. Oh, was that an opening of a soda can?
Mhm. Oh my gosh! No, Casket, you can't go to that. Don't go to that side, man. Do it, buddy.
I'll go to the soda can.
Thank you, baby.
I don't want to go with sauce, but it sure is delicious. Honestly, I could use a drink right about now.
I know you could, buddy. I know you could, and I couldn't blame you, man. If that's what makes you help you regulate.
I ain't got no alcohol.
Well, I'm sorry, buddy. Sorry to hear that. Are you cold? A little. Was it chilly in here to you? Oh, it's hot, warm in here to you? Oh, okay. Well, I'm just putting some pants on. Anyways, what do y'all want to talk about?
Yeah, I think this live stream's going on. In fact, me and Casper were talking for about an hour before the live stream started. So I don't know. I can't say that there's.
Well,
This is going on.
then how about we bring it to an end? I know that they're waiting for me on the other one. Anyways.
All right, everybody.
All right.
If I don't see you later, I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.